Joining us right now, it's Jamie O'Hara. Jamie, morning.
Morning, Jamie.
Good morning, Dean. Good morning, Nat. How are we?
Yes, well, very, very well. Much better than Spurs fans, no doubt, who are hearing this story right now. You're a former Spurs man then. What are you making of this situation?
I'm disappointed, if I'm honest. I wouldn't expect it from someone like Harry Kane, the sort of utmost professional person. He's always give 100% for the football club. And, yeah, look, you're disappointed when someone doesn't turn up. He's obviously making a stance. And if it is true that he is making a stance and he's had this gentleman's agreement that he could leave, then, it's not an ideal situation for anyone.
No, but it's certainly showing, and as you say, it's really interesting actually, because everyone's been coming on saying it's just not what we expect of Harry Kane. It's so out of character of Harry Kane. But it's showing his ruthlessness if this is to be believed, that this is all because he's trying to push through this move.
Yeah, well, look, he's an ambitious guy. Let's not get away from the fact Harry Kane's an ambitious guy. He's one of the best strikers in the world, and he obviously feels that Tottenham isn't the place where he's going to push on and win trophies. He wants to win trophies. He's 27 now. He's not 23. He's getting on. He's 27. This is, at the time where you make that big move, where you get the big contract and you guarantee yourself trophies at, if it's Man City or wherever it is, but, you're going to guarantee yourself some trophies. So he's obviously got to the point where he's given everything for Tottenham. He's been waiting for this move. He's given it a season, and we still haven't won anything. So it's probably got to the point in his head where he's like, enough's enough. I want to go. I want to move. I'm ambitious.
But he's now at that point, isn't he, in terms of keeping a legacy that would last a lifetime with Tottenham. And we know what it's like once you finish, you then turn around and see how you're perceived by the clubs you played for.
Yeah.
Do you tarnish that legacy, which he's built up over the years at Tottenham, by forcing this move through in the manner that he might be going down? Or, but he's ambitious, and he's obviously got a selfish streak, and he's got one career, and does he just push it through for trophies? That's the big decision he's got.
What is a legacy if you've not won anything? If he leaves Tottenham now...
But do you not think when you finish, you then... what you have with a certain football club and the way you're treated and the things
Is he not going to have that still at Tottenham if he leaves now? If he leaves now, I'm still going to love Harry Kane, and I'm still going to welcome him back in open arms when he retires at the football club. He's still going to be classed as a legend. He's moving to he's not going to Arsenal for a free. He's moving for 150 million quid to a club who's going to win the Champions League and win the Premier League. He's one of the best players in the world. I wouldn't begrudge him that.
But there will be fans that would, especially if it depends on how he acts now, how he goes about it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how he goes about it. If Daniel Levy has said to him that he can leave, then if they're going to get money for him and they're going to pay 150 million quid to get him, and then you can't begrudge him that. He's still going to be a legend at the football club for me. He's done everything for us, and I don't think any real Tottenham fan, if he doesn't turn up to training and he doesn't come in and he makes a stance and says, that's it, I want to go, I don't think there's any real Tottenham fan that will begrudge him that, because, he's been given so much in terms of, he's given so much to the football club. He's tried and tried and tried to win trophies for us, and the club haven't backed managers, and they haven't brought in players, and they haven't rebuilt the team. And he's got to the point now where he's saying, I am one of the top 4 or 5 players in the world as a striker. I want to move to a club where I'm going to get trophies. And now's the time. So I wouldn't begrudge him that. I still think he's a Spurs legend.
Well, you say that, but here's a text from Mac, who's a Spurs fan. Harry Kane is no different to any other pampered, overpaid footballer. Great when things are going your way, but becomes a petulant child when it isn't. It happens time and time again across football. You signed a contract. He says, suck it up and deal with it. Don't want to stay, don't sign. So not all Spurs fans are going, off you go. Have fun at Manchester City.
Yeah, it annoys me when people say that, though, Natalie, because people, and I've found this in football, and Dean probably the same, fans are very fickle. They will forget very quickly what you've done for a football club. Harry Kane has been there as a kid and has come through and played amazing football, helped us, to become a Big Six football club, and done everything that he can. And now all of a sudden he has one where he turns around and goes, you know what, now's the time for me to leave. And people are going to kick up a fuss saying, suck it up and deal with it. I think that's unfair on him. I really do. I think that's unfair on him.
But I think,
He's
Jamie, I
given
think
everything to Spurs.
No, and I understand where you're coming from. And actually, we gave the perspective earlier on about, look, clubs can just be as ruthless, let's be honest, regardless of a contract.
And let me tell you now, Nat, and Dean knows this, you're an investment to the football club until you're surplus to requirement. And you can be a club for as many years as you want. As soon as the moment they don't want you, you're gone, you're out the door, and they don't care. I've seen players who are 6 months away from a testimonial, 10 years at a football club, and clubs turn around to them and say, you ain't getting a new deal, you ain't getting a testimonial, see you later. So football clubs are ruthless. And, you know, at the end of the day, he's got a contract, so he can't leave anyway. If Daniel Levy genuinely doesn't want him to leave, he will have to come back eventually. But you've got to make a stance for yourself as a player sometimes. You've got to stand up and go, right, I want out. I want to go. I've said I want to leave, and this is my time to go.
But can't you do it?
He might not get this opportunity again.
Yeah, but can't you do it, Jamie, but still be professional? So can he not turn up for this COVID test? Can he not go through I've got to turn up for training, but still want to push through a move?
Listen, of course you can. Of course, you can turn up, you can train. I've had players, I've been at clubs, Nat, and Dean will say the same thing, where players are trying to force a move, and they come into training, they tick a box, you pass the ball to them in training, and they always fit out of the ground, or fit over the fence, you know, like, it's no good for anyone. He wants to leave, so make it happen. Does it matter whether he's at training or not? It doesn't really matter. If you're not,
but I think
if he's not going to be 100% committed, what's the point?